Hello! Today we're going to look at one of the most visited monuments in all of Spain. It's a church that revolutionized architecture and continues to attract and astonish millions of visitors every year. We're going to be looking at Antoni Gaudi's famous Sagrada Familia, notably located in the city of Barcelona, Spain. Sagrada Familia, or the Basilica of the Holy Family, was begun in 1882 in a neo-Gothic style. But when 30-year-old architect Antoni Gaudi got on board, he completely reimagined it with his unique, organic architectural style. He transformed the designs into something that was part Gothic, part Art Nouveau, and part dripping sandcastle. It's hard to describe Gaudi's designs because they were unlike anything that had existed before in architecture. Gaudi didn't look to other architectural structures for ideas, but instead drew his inspiration from what he saw in nature. He looked to mountains, seas, trees, and cliffs, and became fascinated with the complex patterns he saw all around him. As a devout Christian, he viewed the beauty in nature as a gift from the Creator God, and aimed to celebrate this through his designs. Gaudi once said, "Originality exists by going back to the origins." And with his unique vision, he gave us something the world had never seen. He designed the church with 18 spires, representing the 12 apostles, the Virgin Mary, and the 4 evangelists. The tallest tower is meant to represent Jesus Christ and evoke what it feels like to be closer to God. It seems that every square inch of this building has some kind of spiritual symbolism or significance. It's incredible, and that's largely because Gaudi was extremely devout and wanted to use his artistic abilities to bring glory to God. In addition to being a master artist, he was also a master engineer and ingeniously used physics to ensure his creative designs could also uphold the structural integrity of the church. The church has 3 facades: the Nativity facade, the Passion facade, and the Glory facade. The Nativity facade is located on the east and faces the rising sun as a symbol for the birth of Christ. The exterior seems to organically grow and evolve as the magnitude of Christ's incarnation is remarkably transformed into stone. The Passion facade is gravely different. This is because it aimed to conceptually capture the depravity of humanity and the suffering of Christ through his crucifixion. Unlike the Nativity facade, the exterior is plain and austere, with bare stone and harsh lines that almost look skeletal. In an unprecedented manner, the exterior tree-like columns stretch out from the earth, and in doing so, mimic the stretching of Christ's arms and the straining rib cage seen on the facade's abstracted crucifix. The church's largest facade is the Glory facade, and it was intended to represent the road to God. It has 7 doors, representing the 7 sacraments of the Catholic faith. This facade is not yet complete, but it's predicted to be the most striking of all. Perhaps one of the most stunning aspects of this church is what you see on the inside. Like Gothic architecture, the church was meant to transport visitors to a heavenly realm the moment they stepped inside. Twisting columns shoot up like trees, rising to create an exploding canopy nearly 150 feet into the air, leaving visitors wide-eyed and overwhelmed. Every surface of this church feels alive and unravels in beautiful geometry and blooming organic forms. Rainbow colors explode through the ornate stained glass windows, flooding the interior with rich, fragmented color. It's really too much to take in. And the more you look, the richer and more complex it seems. Elaborate curves are morphed into abstract, jagged forms, and capitals are decorated with glowing oval shapes with religious imagery. Every element aims to mysteriously transport you into a spiritual realm. The architect Louis Sullivan once remarked that its spirit symbolized in stone. The more Gaudi invested into this church design, the more he had become engulfed in the project, leading him to withdraw from all other work and dedicating the rest of his life to the task. He worked on the project for 43 years, spending the last decades of his life devoted to prayer and overseeing its construction. Despite his dedication, Gaudi knew he would never live to see its completion. And when he died tragically at the age of 73, the project was less than 25% complete. Since Gaudi's death in 1926, generations of designers have dedicated their lives and used various technologies to carry out Gaudi's incredible and complex vision. After decades of tireless construction efforts, the church was consecrated by the Pope in 2010 and is projected to be complete by the 2030s. When considering all of the different structures that have been designed and created throughout the history of mankind, Sagrada Familia is one that rises to the top. A pinnacle of Barcelona, it stands as a testimony to Gaudi's creative vision, bravery, and architectural genius. Its abstracted organic forms bring together nature, tradition, contemporary life, and the spiritual realm, harmoniously blending them together in a space that takes your breath away. Sagrada Familia reminds us that architecture has the power to not only transform nations and cities, but individual hearts as well.